Dude,
I mean, where do you want to start?
you know what? This is just gonna start some crazy storylines moving forward with Optic in New York. Cause now this just between the snaking, right, and the fans going at it, and now Clay chirping and shit.
Yeah.
Dashy with his chirping. There's just a lot of chirping going on, man, and there's just gonna be a fucking battle, bro. There's just gonna be an absolute battle. Moving forward. But yeah, you got the link, Ben? We can pull it up.
Yeah, I already linked it in the channel. I always link it before the show. You should just check first, not ask me.
All right.
How about
Why you
that?
so mad? What's wrong with you?
What series are you starting with?
Shit. We might as well start with the New York one, bro. Dead ass. We might
Which
have
one?
to.
The New York one,
The
like the
New
first
York
series?
Optic, the one that just happened.
I gotta find it now. Give me a second.
Make Ben louder. Ben's turned all the way up for me, so that's on Ben. Ben, you have to turn up your mic.
God,
Turn it up.
why is it always every day?
You
it's
sound
different?
good to me. I don't know. You sound fine.
Am
You
I
sound
loud
fine to
or
me.
am I quiet,
Is
everyone?
Ben okay?
Because if I turn it up again, you guys are gonna complain. So let me know. I'm
He
right on
sounds
my device
fine.
properties.
People are saying he's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna project.
You sound
Look,
good to me.
all right. So here are my thoughts. Right, I'm seeing a lot of people roasting Troy Sender
Oh,
on
what? The
Reddit,
vetoes? About the
on
vetoes?
Twitter about the vetoes.
The vetoes
I
were
think they're in
interesting,
a
though.
tough spot.
The vetoes are a little interesting.
Like here's my thought process. Right, like they have not looked good in Garrison the last couple times they played it. And I guess they figured that probably they may end up on a map not other than check roads because once you do the vetoes, you end up with 3 maps and each team picks one. And then they ended up on Crossroads, and I don't know. We've never seen New York play it. We obviously have RJ the Sloth Bear in chat, so he can speak to how New York has played against them in scrims on that map. But you know, that being said, if I were Optic and you looked at maps 3, 4, and 5 in that series, which we saw the checkmate, and we were going to see a double Moscow, you know, it was not set up that bad for them. If they took one of
They
those
just
first
needed
two
a map.
maps, they
They
were
needed a
good.
map to really get themselves to that
So I
second
don't.
set.
I'm not totally
Uh-huh.
I don't. All the hate on Troy Sender for this, man. Like I don't feel it. They went a little bit risky with the vetoes, but you gotta do that sometimes, man. You
I
gotta
mean,
mix it
let's
up.
also not talk
Mamma
about like
mia.
Troy's the only one making decisions on these vetoes.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't
they
think
asked
you don't think the
players what
player
you
you don't
want
think
to
the
play. Yeah, they asked
players
the players
are
what they want to play.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
talk, dude. Guys, coaches talk to their players, man. It's a team effort when it comes to the coaching staff and the team. Like this is not like real sports where like the team is so big and it's like the coach just makes all the decisions. Like no, they all chirp in their opinions, guys. That's not how
Yeah.
vetoes work. I know a lot of people think like that. People are just like, oh, like you're the coach. They make the vetoes and then they go back to the team and just tell them what maps they're playing. Like no, that's not how it works. They do the vetoes as a team. I'm sure they talk about it. I'm sure they probably talk about it beforehand. Before
Oh, they talk about it. They figure out what
they
film they
talk
want to
about the game.
watch.
If they're like, for instance,
they're
New
doing
York
this
has
right.
New York has a match tomorrow. They're gonna figure out their vetoes tonight. Like they're probably gonna talk
And
about
then
it
watch
tonight.
film, and then they have the they get the full data. Like
Yeah,
teams now, like this isn't just show up and fry. Like they do the work and the prep work and they game plan. Like there's real
yeah,
money on the line now, and people are giving 100.
yeah.
And by the way, I
what?
want to get right into this because I see people talking about this in the chat, guys. Diamond Con snaking on that P1 is not why they won that map, bro. There are a lot of other instances here, especially off the start, where just good fundamental play from New York, soaking up the P1 time, getting some good time on P2, playing the money hillside P3, P4
I mean,
well.
he just did it in 4K, right? Like he.
Yeah, you got caught in 4K, but it happens, bro.
It's like, dude, I just don't get snaking, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, Bryce.
I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand, man. It's like. What do you?
Yeah.
What are players supposed to do? Honestly, what are they supposed to do? I'm confused. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Because do you call somebody a scumbag for snaking when there's people in the league snaking, so you're forced to snake? Now keep in mind, I don't know if anybody from Optics doing it. I haven't really seen. The only time I really saw it in 4K was DiamondCon right there. But dude, like people snake.
Dude,
Like
at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, Tom, it wasn't a difference on this map, and I've subscribed to the theory it's snake or be snaked, and that's my thoughts of the situation.
I just don't understand how it can't be fixed. But
I
like,
mean, we've talked about this topic on the show before.
Yeah, we've
I know
talked about it. We
fans
don't
are
need
gonna
to-
be
we need-
salty that it happened.
They
does it.
definitely did not win the map because of snaking. That's for sure.
I mean, look, bro, like they're up a decent amount. They got a nice P3 time here. Yes, this P4 was mixy, but they prevented Optic from really getting a lot of time. And they spawn out, and you see what happens. They start to blow this game out on this P1. They
Yeah.
hold this rotation. They set up well. They hold the power spots on this hill. They hold Icebox. And they're just playing the default situations and the holds really well on this map, and that's how the
Yeah,
good teams running up on Crossroads.
New York just looked like they were in full form today. Like this is the New York, bro, that I see in like
In
practices
practice, yeah.
and the potential that I know they have on good days. Because they've had bad days of practice too. And I talk to people on the team, and this is why Clay gets so fucking annoyed because he's like, dude, some days we're the best team in the world, and some days we're the worst team ever. Like we just make so many mistakes. So this is a really good for New York, man. Like this is what they needed, bro. They could come out tomorrow and win this event. I'm not even joking. They could come out tomorrow and win the whole damn thing.
Well, we'll see about that. I think on the flip side for Optic, look,
Ben,
having
they
kind of
look
see what
good. New York looks
yeah they look good,
phenomenal.
but I wanna save that whole conversation for the end, Tommy.
All
When
right.
we talk about and look at the picture, I want to talk about kind of Optic on this map and sort of like kind of where the hard point game's at. Like their rate hard point's pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say the Moscow hardpoint that one match aside yesterday was pretty good. But they need another like really solid third hardpoint map.
Yeah.
The teams are just
It.
not going to screw up with them on checkmate.
Yeah.
So they need to get good at either Crossroads or Garrison. Then those Garrison losses have one was really a blowout, but I don't think the other ones were that bad. So they've got some time now to kind of figure out because they need another map in the pool. By the way, obviously for these best of 5 series, but you look at the grand finals, where you're going to get a best of 9, you're going to have to play 3 hard points in that series. Like you need to have a good third hard point map that you're confident in.
Yeah, and it also depends too, guys. I see people saying cap, cap, cap because I said I could see New York taking this. First of all, New York can 100% take this.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not.
anyone can win this tomorrow.
Anybody can win this tournament. I'm not saying New York is winning tomorrow 1,000,000%. They got it in the bag. It's over. Like they're never gonna lose. Like I'm not saying that. I'm saying they have a great chance of winning. They look like a great team right now. You can't take that away from them. They look very good. So just the fact that people are calling cap, bro. Don't be salty, bro. Like it's okay. Optic look great this whole weekend too. They look great this whole weekend. I'm not jinxing anything because I'm supporting my team and think that they can win. So whoever said that in the chat,
I just want to point out,
guys,
by the
gotta
way,
chill out, guys. Chill out, bro. They
and
look
this
good
is
today. Let's give them
yeah,
props, man. Give them some props. And
yeah.
then on the flip side, I do also want to bring up this tweet from Formal because also on the other side, you have Optic that feel like they didn't play to their game, and that's another thing to keep in mind. Like New York looked really good, but also Optic might not have played up to their potential. You know what I'm saying? So Formal comes out, he says so frustrating to play so well versus LA Thieves, and then play so bad versus New York. So pissed at myself right now. So for him, it might be one of those things where they felt like they were making mistakes or weren't playing up to their potential. So. Optic's going to come back and they're going to bounce back strong, right? So they're going to come out
Yeah.
and they're going to bounce back strong. You know what they're capable of. So I wouldn't be too worried about Optic, man. Fucking embarrassing, dude. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, look, if we go back to the map,
Drop on. You guys are fucking crazy,
I'm
man.
gonna try to find a scoreboard. When
You guys are fucking crazy. Gotta let go of scum. Oh, Maron. I gotta get rid of this. I gotta get rid of this. Maron.
When they bring up the scoreboard
What the
next.
fuck am I reading? Jesus fuck.
I'm gonna bring up. So let me go
You
back.
guys understand why I get so fucking pissed off when people say stupid shit in my chat? You see what I'm talking about? You see what I mean? You see this shit? Maron.
Just want to see.
It never changes. It never changes. You would think it would stop eventually one day. Maybe one day. But not today.
So I thought this was interesting about this map, by the way. Look at the kills, Tommy.
Outslayed.
Outslayed, they won by 100.
Outslayed, but that's what happens. That's what
New York.
happens though when you're
Yeah.
in groove of the map, when you're in rhythm, you're getting your rotations are on point. You're doing a good job making hills mixy and getting full 60s. Like when your setups are on point, your teamwork's on point, your comms are on point. You're gonna outslay people, man. That's why you see people with good stats when they're winning and people with shit stats when they're losing. It just comes down to teamwork at the end of the day, man. And New York, especially in their comms and their listenings, they sounded great, right? Like, they sounded great. They had high energy. They were really pumped up. That first map, them coming out hot, gave them so much momentum into the rest of the series because New York is one of those teams, man, right? Like, Ben, if they catch fire, they catch fire. You got to slow them down. It was like that Dallas series. Remember when New York went up 2-0 and they should have 3-0'd them and they lost it and then they got reverse swept? It's because Dallas took the fire out of them. So when New York is hot, you got to cool them down. But they're a hard team to cool down, and they've been putting in a lot of work, so they look really good, man. And I'm sure Optic's frustrated. I mean, you saw Formal's tweet; he's definitely frustrated, because they know that they're better than that, right, Ben? Like Optic is a really good team.
I mean, look again.
You know what they bring to the table.
They haven't really squared up on checkmate until today in a real match. And then this Garrison S&D pick's kind of interesting. I assume this was New York's pick. And I just think overall New York just looked way more prepared on this map.
Yeah.
They knew offenses are a premium on this map. If you win them, great. And New York had pretty clear game plans on how to get bombed down and how to set up, how to prioritize sort of the power spots on the map, which is usually sort of top green,
Mhm.
to be able to watch over uh, B bomb.
Yeah.
Overall, I just felt like New York was good. I was a little surprised with like
There was a couple
how
rounds.
some. Well, I want to point out like a
They
couple of optic
Optic
setups
let a
that they're gonna
couple
want to
rounds
fix.
go. Optic let a couple
Yeah,
rounds go. Like the one where Mac was on bomb and he got pushed. Um, there was just a couple. There's a couple rounds that
yeah, that was a funky one.
and then the one time where they
Yeah,
tried to push Diamond Con out of green, I just like, Diamond Con's on one of the biggest power positions in the game, so it's like they tried to overwhelm him, but at the same time, like Connor's in such a good spot. So I don't know if Optic has played Garrison. Well, they haven't played Garrison SD a lot in
I mean they have
matches.
to have practiced it
But
at
they
least. So
had. That's what I'm
that's
saying. They have to have
yeah.
practiced it. I don't know how they felt with it after practicing it and stuff. Like I don't know what their stats are like going into it. But Garrison S&D, man. I mean, I talk about it. I just don't like this map in S&D. I love it in Hardpoint. S&D, it's a little
Yeah,
weird
it's
to
a little
me.
funky, but
It's
like
a
the
little
good S&D
funky.
teams are really like the strats are like decently clear on this map. So the good S&D teams know how to work together to get picks on offense.
Yeah.
That's a premium because you don't have much utility at your disposal to try and get those picks. So
hmm
you got to use teamwork to try and get people out of power spots and try and get numbers so you can get bombed down.
I think
And that's where Optic struggled
the
here.
main thing with in this map that I noticed was New York and their offenses. Right, they come out hot. They win the first offense, huge,
Yeah.
right off the bat. They win an offense, and then they win another offense going through when the whole play when Mac was on bomb. I mean, we'll watch it out. I love how New York pushes user teamwork here, right, to push something out together.
Yeah.
They're not making any solo plays. They're doing everything together. Right here, Diamond Con goes huge. He gets
Yeah,
him off
because
the bomb. He
top
slide
grind's super
cancels the
important
heady.
for this bomb. I mean, you see
Um,
everything. I
he
wanted
played
to point
great.
out,
Diamond Con played great.
yeah, I wanted to point out, Tommy, something that kind of I noticed. So I don't really like this setup from Optic. This is sort of the default that they were running on defense.
hmm
Teams put a lot of guys in vents, but you got to have someone support the guy in vents because sometimes teams are going to double push you in vents. You got to be able to bail out.
It was
Envoy,
weird.
Envoy, and it didn't happen in this round, but it happened. I think either a defense or two later. They killed Envoy and there was no trade because they didn't have
Yeah.
anybody seeing square. And I believe that was the round situation where the funky thing happened, where Bruce was trying to shoot the barrel. But again, I think this shows sort of a lack of, real game experience from Optic on this map, which is not kind of a meta setup here. They got two guys towards A,
hmm
I guess trying to push green control, but ultimately teams are going to overload that B side
No,
and
it
try and
was
work picks
weird. It
middle.
was weird that they just have like Optic doesn't have anyone in that middle part of the map, like
Yeah,
Tetris, like square area. Like they don't. They just backed off of it, and like I just feel like you're right, Ben. Like the guy Vent is just so isolated. Like somebody can from New York right now can shimmy just that B side like over B bomb, see nobody's there, and just flank Vent real quick and clear it out. And if no one's in there, they just get the bomb down. And if someone is in there, you're gonna shoot him in the back because he has two spots to look at in Vent. Like
yeah. My other thing too is
he has to watch his
using
back. But then number
Formals.
two comes back,
Yeah,
right? Number two, eventually Dashy comes
yeah.
back. But if New York played that quick, it could have went downhill, man. And
Well,
on these defenses, you want to make sure that you're securing these Ds. But
my
but
my
but
other issue
Optic wins
too.
this, I think.
My other issue too is Formal's using a Krieg on this map, and like,
Scumco's huge right here.
yeah, Scum goes big. I don't really know. I think Clay probably should have let him first, but that aside, I feel like Formal also running a Krieg is sort of interesting. I would figure that usually people back tank run an XM4 because you just beam with it.
Mhm.
But the Krieg sometimes if someone's hitting a slide or movement, like you might miss some kills. Like I just again their defensive setups from Optic will definitely be tweaked after this. It didn't really set themselves up for success, and Optic was able to win a bunch of offenses. Obviously, they didn't win this one. Um, I'll skip forward a couple of rounds here if you guys
Mhm.
wouldn't mind.
Yeah, no,
But
no,
I mean,
you can skip.
I just loved kind of how New York just kind of sat on this pick, and I got to give credit to the team, got to give credit to their analyst JP, give credit to the coaching staff Revan,
Mhm.
for really doing a good job of getting up to an advantage in these two maps, and the team closed it out on that third map.
Yep, no, I agree. Let Ben finish talking. I haven't said a fucking Ben. I
Yeah,
haven't
no,
even,
we're
I haven't
good.
even
Just
talked.
let me talk. Everybody chill.
Come on,
Everybody chill.
come on. What's going on with the chat
Yeah.
right now? It's a lot of toxicity, man. You know, you guys are crazy right now. We all need to relax a
Was
little
this
bit.
offense?
Let's watch this match. Let's dissect
Nah,
it,
this
man.
wasn't it.
Listen, guys, I understand there's a lot of Optic fans in the chat. Okay, you guys have a great team and great players, man. We're
Oh,
allowed
this
to
was it.
we're allowed to have our opinions on both sides, guys. Both sides for both New York, both for Optic. I've came on here and said things about New York when they've lost, and we went back and cooked them for dumb mistakes that they're making. So we're gonna go back, man, and we're gonna dissect it, and we're gonna look over the match, and if we see stuff that we see and see things that we think that they messed up on, we're gonna say it, man. We're gonna say it, and we're gonna give our opinions on it, whether you like it or
Yeah.
not, man. And if you really have a problem, you're just gonna be a fucking dickhead, then get the fuck out. We just trying to have a good time in here, all right? So I don't want no problems. So let's keep watching. New York wins a couple offenses, right?
There's a weird 2v2. I think there's a big miscommunication.
This is
when
where
Dashy
Diamond
and Spencer-
Con, it's almost like I would like to see them just hit the same way, right? Like one guy goes left, one guy goes right, and Diamond Con plays that angle, right, where he's kind of
Yeah.
he plays a good
Yeah.
angle. He plays a really good angle. So Diamond Con just went big right there. I saw what Optic was trying to do. They knew he was isolated over there, so they thought they could outnumber him. But Diamond Con was also just in a really good spot. So, and then right here, right, it's 5-1. If you're Optic, like. You have to do the impossible now, right? You got to come back. All New York needs is one round, and the thing is defense is so easy on this map that it's like it's pretty much New York's map at this point, Ben. Like it's pretty much chalked.
Yeah, and I believe they win this round, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Before.
I'm surprised, yeah, because
Ace-
they go big. So Asim does a good job just getting that bomb down, right? He's very selfless. He doesn't care if he dies. He just goes, gets it down, and then they just play the clock. Like New York just chills. They sit all the way back. They know that they have time to work with. And Optic is forced to make a play. Like New York is just going to chill. They're going to hold their corners. Optic's forced to make a play. Clay makes a good play, go up the middle of the map. He finds a good timing. And then Mac with the big two-piece, obviously.
Look, I mentioned it earlier in this map, man. Like, if you talk to anyone that plays SND in this game, they'll tell you,
Look who it
here we
is!
go.
Look who it is, Asim! Congratulations, kid. You look good out there.
Thanks, man.
How you feeling after a big W
I'm
today?
feeling great. I'm feeling like $1,000,000. I'm on cloud 9, baby.
I love that.
Listen.
Love that for you, man. You deserve
Yo,
it, bro.
what's
You
up, man?
fucking deserve it, man.
So you guys obviously hadn't really played Garrison SND coming into this. Like, how much prep work did you guys do coming in here? Like, was there any VODs or any kind of like strategy game plan you had, or were you mostly just kind of running defaults?
Hey, man, going into Championship Sunday, I ain't talking about no plays. I ain't
All
talking
right,
about nothing we prepared
fair
for. We're going into Championship Sunday. I'm just here to make my, tradition. I come in here after every win.
I like
so,
that.
I have
I
to
like
come in
that.
here. I got to describe what I'm feeling. How I'm, like,
Yeah, Ben, are you working for the ops?
yeah, Ben, what the fuck?
You
man?
stupid fuck.
We have a show. every
Okay, it's okay.
interview.
It's a valid
Oh,
question,
man.
man.
You
I'm
better,
with
you
I
watch
love
your
how
mouth,
I'm
Ben,
feeling
when
and
Ace
say
joins the
hello.
call. You
Okay.
watch your mouth.
All right.
Okay.
Goodbye, guys. I fucking love you.
Bye.
You're leaving?
Yeah, dude. I just came in. I'm gonna let y'all break it down. I can't bring my thoughts.
All
into
right,
this.
we'll break it down.
All right, fair enough.
All right.
Later, bro.
Have a good day.
Congrats.
User left.
Well, so that was the thing.
All right, the control, man. Okay, so a lot of controversy in the control, right?
Controversy? What controvery?
The controversy was that
I'm
Optic
kidding.
completely. You're kidding?
Yeah, I was
Are
being
we-
sarcastic.
Oh, okay. That didn't sound sarcastic at all. The controversy with the last round, Optic probably should have closed it out and brought it into an overtime. And I don't know who would have had defense. If Optic would have had defense, then that one's got to hurt for them, right? Because then you had those two maps. What was it? Moscow, going into the last two? Was it?
Yeah, they had double Moscow.
So that one's gotta hurt, right? Because you could bring it into the overtime and control, and we talk about it all the time, Ben, how much of a swing mode control is. So if Optic could come out and close this map, it could be a different story going into to Moscow. I mean, not to say that they were just gonna go on and win it, like New York is a very good team. They're both very good teams, but they would have had a chance. So this was tough to see for them. And there was just I'm curious to break it down and just see what the heck happened during that moment.
I think all of these rounds were just kind of wild. Like both these teams are
They
good.
were. So
good
this. What's
control
up?
teams on checkmate, but go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this first round, New York kept sneaking themselves on the point, and they just couldn't get it. They couldn't get it going. They couldn't get the stack, but they almost did. Like New York almost. Pretty sure New York gets on the point, don't they? On this last offense or this first offense.
Yeah, I
And
think
almost sneak it
they
right here.
almost
Look,
got it.
they get 3 dead. They get on the point with 1 second. Clay's on the point with 1 second. They go for A. I think once this guy number 8, that's Mac. I think once he's on A, I think Clay should get off this. I think Clay should get off this. I think he should jump top lane and try and get top lane, and help his teammate out. So
I don't
you
know.
know,
I feel like you should push long and spawn kill. I feel like on offense, your priority is to
no,
is
you
to
can't put,
honestly.
you can't push anything. There's 1 second on the
Yeah, but
clock. If the guy dies off
I mean
hill,
fair, but
you
I'm saying like you should set up for when they get the set of kills that you should spawn
nah.
trap either on that side or A
Clay
side.
could have just got off and just went top lane
But they
and
stacked it and they got it and they
I
just
mean, I mean,
they didn't pick up the P5 spawn. Yeah,
regardless, Clay made the play anyway to get in that point and pop a piece. So
that's a good
it was
effort.
already a good effort. It was already a miracle
Being
play
being
in the
down,
works.
I think they ended up being down a bunch of lives. What was the final count here? 5-10, 9-4. I mean, they were the kill differential wasn't that bad at the end of the day for New York.
Yeah.
Being down what is eight kills. I mean, that's pretty good for offense.
Yeah.
Um,
It was a tough play for New York. They put themselves in a good situation, but they just didn't close it out.
Yeah.
But it's an offense, so now they go back on the defensive side, right? And the defensive side is just probably easier.
Mac
it's
gets a
easier.
nice set of kills, I believe, at some point in the
Yeah.
sequence.
Optic looked good too on this map. Like they were getting kills. There were times where they got a few dead and they were stacking points, and it was looking a little scary. But New York does a good job bouncing back, getting some kills on this defensive side. They do a great job applying pressure, right? Like New York is always putting pressure on all those sides of the map. They're always pushing out lanes and stuff like that. So it's just really annoying to play against when you're always getting pinned back in your base. Kind of like
Yeah.
what they're doing right now, right? Like they're just pinning Optic back. They keep pushing up the map, so Optic can't get any control. So they just do a good job on defense, just slaying them out, pushing up the map, pinning them back. They tie the game up at 1, and then you just go into the next one. But and then that's where New York takes next offense, right?
I believe so. I mean, this map got kind of nuts. I'll skip the rest to in this round. I mean, I feel like
New
there
York
were
takes this offense
eight
here.
streaks that were earned in either this round or the next round.
Now this,
They all got
I
burned,
I
like-
gotta highlight Asim here. I gotta
Yeah.
highlight Asim on this, the end of this round.
Okay, I'll skip through because they go 4 dead here. and then they
He
get 20
went
reps.
massive. He was being so annoying, bro. He was just in their base. He was on the left side of the map by that radio station side, just being so annoying. I think it's when after they get A. Fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 7 seconds left. The time is ticking down. They get onto A. They start working kills. Massive kills come in here. I don't even I didn't think they were gonna be able to do this because they don't have much time. But Clay gets a huge 2-piece.
Yeah, because they push up and they start trying to spawn in deep wood.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
just win
you're in a
some
good
big
spot
gunfights.
now.
Then Clay wins another one right here.
It's a
Envoy gets
huge
1, and then
1v1.
Clay wins
Yeah.
another big one.
And now
Big one.
you're set up really good. So Ace
So
basically, you want to talk about the play?
No, you can
talk about it.
you can talk about it. Go ahead. Talk about
Yeah,
it.
I mean-
You know what
I feel
Asim's
like-
doing. Go ahead.
Asim gets streaks here. I mean, it's a good job. They get them in a diagonal spawn on the long side of the map, and Asim basically sits P5 and just farms kills over and over and over. And both him and Clay, I believe, earned streaks on this round. Now they all burger their streaks, so much for that. But just the pressure that Asim's applying, they have to go back and kill them, allows them to continue to hold the yellow street and hold plane, which is so critical if you need to get down that B site.
Yeah. No, he does a really good job, and he just kept picking up kills, right? And he just kept staying alive. This was a huge one when he jumps over the wall. Once he pops his 2-piece right here,
Yeah.
I felt like this round was a wrap because he's spawning him deep too by doing this, right? He's just
Yeah, but you
spawning
see,
him.
I mean, Max over there helping him playing, like they're just able to then push up, get spawn kills. Because keep in mind, by the way, like I think the live differential is not in their favor at this point. So spawn kills are big. You're trying to put yourself in a position where when you do end up stacking this point, because you got the time now, you just got to get a couple waves of kills, and then Optic may only have 1 set of lives left, or you're going to be in a situation where they're so deep they can get a couple of ticks before they even start to engage you in the next wave of kills. It's just really good teammate and teamwork from Optic from just controlling the P5
Yeah.
and P1 sides of the map.
Yeah, no, and you just play it out, Ben. Let it roll.
Yeah.
I like this angle too. So what Asim's doing, he knows that he's spawning him deep, right? He's keeping them away from that B point, so they just can't OE and get close to that B point. By him doing this, he just buys so much time for his team to just push up and stack that point. So he just makes a really good play. I don't know why Clay used his streak here.
Yeah,
That
no
was a little weird. This is a very weird streak because Asim has this whole cross. I'm sure he's calling it out. They're about to cap the point. Clay randomly calls it a streak.
Yeah, I think
that
they
was
were
weird.
they were just in the sauce. Bro.
Clay said I was
they were
turned.
Bro,
That's what we said. We were like, Clay's just too turned. He's just too
Bro,
turned.
they were sauteing the pan, like oil was getting everywhere. It's just real mixy at that moment.
Wait, Asa said, wait, what the fuck? Bro, wait, when we were in the team speak, we were like, yo, if we're Clay, Clay probably shouldn't even, he should just say he didn't even have a streak. Just don't even mention it. Just don't even fucking mention it. But that was actually comedy, bro. Clay just called in the missile, and bro, that missile is like kind of OP, bro, on this map, right? Like you could curve it and kind of get kills, and it'll help you
Yeah,
break.
the
So
missile's really
I was
good.
like, damn, I hope that doesn't come back to bite them. But you guys clutch up, man. Like you guys clutch up. So don't worry about it. Ace, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, so
This is the round we got to break
I'll get
down.
a pretty good start to this round. They get a nice, essentially 4 dead and like pretty much long control. And I'm like, okay, well, we might have a double offensive win, and we're going to a game 5. So now I'm thinking, kill differential is super huge this round. But again, New York do a good job. They keep getting playing control, keep working that right side of the map, and set themselves up for when they do start to get more kills and get yellow streak control. They're set up to keep Optic off this point. Now Optic do end up capping it. This is where things get wild, Tommy. This whole situation right here.
No, it gets really wild here. I don't know what went wrong for Optic. What after it's not right here, right? Like right here, they're still they use the streaks. New York uses the streaks. They get them off the point for a little bit. It allows New York to have some time to push up. But Optic's still doing a good job. They're getting kills, but New York's trading them out. I'm always doing a very good job staying alive and making plays. This is such a huge round for Optic too, because I'm curious if we can count the kills at the end and see who would have had the defensive side. But they do a good job. They get back on the point, right? More streaks come in out of Envoy. He starts calling it. He gets a kill with it. I don't even know. I think
I'm gonna go back
Diamond
and see where does he spawn? So he gets the DP5 spawn, and they just like the issue that New York had, they just don't pick this up, and this kill is actually really big.
It's a big kill from
'cause now they
Bruce
just get-
is
they
doing.
get
Bruce
really
is doing
scared
a
of the
really
right
good
push.
job right here. Like he's doing a good job. I like the streak out of Envoy because if you can secure this round and bring it into overtime, it's huge, and he gets a kill with it. And then you have this guy Diamond Con. He sneaks up. He gets a big
Huge
kill.
2-piece.
Huge 2-piece, bro. Huge. Because if he doesn't get that, they probably lose. He ends up dying, but then they get the trade, and now you buy time, right? Now you got Optic off the point. They're all coming off spawn. You give time for New York to push up, but the lives are what's starting to worry me now. Now you got the lives of 17-9, 16-9 now, and they keep going down. I'm pretty sure New York goes all the way down to like 5.
Artillery there. Interesting decision out of you, brother. It's all good.
I mean, Clay was just turned, man. He was feeling himself. The lives go down really, really low for New York, and I start getting really worried. Clay gets picked here. He gets singled out. I mean, there's really nothing he could have done there. Matt goes down. Diamond Con does a great job again, staying alive, kind of calming it down. But look, they're at 6 lives, 14-6, man. 14-6. 13 now. I don't know what the heck went wrong. I'm curious
at this point who actually
No,
would
keep
get
playing, keep playing.
Yeah, I want to keep playing, but I'm counting to see who would actually get overtime in this situation at this point. This differential, 19, 23.
21.
Oh, this is really close.
This is really close.
It's basically it's pretty close to even. So like all these kills matter so much.
Yeah, they do. They really do. I think Optic might have had it.
Yeah, I think Optic had it.
I think Optic would have had it, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I can't.
I'm just curious, like what happened.
Actually, no, maybe not. Maybe not.
So I'm just curious at this point. 12-4. Okay, so they spawn up.
Just keep playing it, bro. Let it run. I wanna see it play out. Diamond Con again picks up another big kill, but he gets taken out. So right here, 4 lives for New York. This 11-4. Pause. This is where Optic has a minute, bro. A minute to play with. What are you doing?
No, I'm getting back to that point. I just want to keep talking.
Optic has a minute to play with. And all they need to do is trade out a kill, bro. Just get the lives away from New York. They have a minute to work with. They're running one by one, Ben. They're just running one by one. Well, it's like they thought it was over. And you could play it. You could start playing it out.
Well, I wanted to go back because I was like, okay, so this whole situation here with Form was super interesting to me. So he gets his kill, but he gets instantly traded. So now they like where they get in trouble here is now that guy bottom plane is just completely dead. Like they don't got anybody.
No, Ben, there's no trouble.
Yeah. Oh, I'm saying trouble for Optic because there's
no trouble. They have a minute. They have 2.5 ticks. A minute on the clock. 4 lives.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. They have no hill control.
They don't need hill control. They don't need it. All they need to do is gather together and do something together. What are you talking about?
But I mean, you can't just run bottom play and just stack.
Ben, they're literally pushing and dying all by themselves. Rewind it. You just missed
yellow control. No, I get that.
They just need to do something together.
I get what you're saying.
You have one guy going top lane, one guy pushing right without waiting for teammates, one guy just sitting backstairs. Look at them. They're all over the map. They're not. Just do something, bro. If 2 guys go right, you get a trade. If 2 guys go left, you get a trade. You can bring New York down to 2 lives. What do you mean?
No, I mean, bro. What I was just saying, like I think people kind of guessing the life advantage here. I thought New York played this pretty well, but like 11-4, and then you get one set of kills and you have full map control. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Optic was in trouble here
calm
because
down.
they virtually have no control of anything. They're trying to get bottom plane control. They don't have it. They don't have yellow streak control, and this is where New York runs it up. They hold. They have top plane. They have yellow streak, and Optic's just trying to get map control. They don't. In retrospect, if they had worked left, that would have been the favored side, and they would have been golden. But they choose to hit out yellow, and that's where they get in trouble. But go ahead.
I disagree. Completely. I don't think there's any way in hell Optic should ever lose this ever again. And they're going to watch this back and they're going to say the same shit. And if they don't say the same shit, I'll be mind blown. I would love to talk to them and I guarantee you they would say the same shit. Like they're going to watch this back and be like, what the fuck are we doing? They forgot their brains at the last minute of this
I'll
game.
subscribe to the theory. Are you saying they should like 3-hit
Ben,
stuff and just try to
New York has
isolate
4.
people?
Ben, rewind it. Rewind it.
Yeah, you know, I know what you're saying. That's what I'm trying to ask you.
Dude, Ben.
That's what I'm.
This is
bro,
like
let me
this.
talk.
This.
Let me talk.
All right,
let me
go ahead.
talk. I'm trying. The point you're trying to make that in this situation, 11-4, are you trying to tell me that they should just straight up just try to isolate people and just try to eliminate their lives? Because I subscribe to that theory.
Let me. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
All right, I'm gonna break it down.
That's what I'm trying to get.
I'm gonna break it down.
Okay.
Right here, you paused it. Perfect
Yeah.
time. 3 guys from Optic come off spawn. 3.
Yeah.
Right? You got 3,
Yeah.
2, and 1. Right here, do something together. New York has 4 lives remaining with 1 minute. They have 11 lives to work with. All Optic needs to stop playing it. Stop playing it. All Optic needs to do right here is send 2 guys left, maybe.
That's where I was going, Clay.
2 guys hit top playing together. Maybe number 3 wants to go right. They know a guy's on the right street. All right, send 2 guys right. 3 guys right. Fuck it. I don't care. Just hold somebody's hand. But you got 1 guy isolated back all the way on our side of playing. You got 1 side back playing, maybe trying to catch up to him. You got 1 guy hitting right street by himself. You have 1 guy sitting back, not doing anything, while New York is just chilling. New York has no lives. They're not going to make the move. So New York is going to be chilling. They're going to be camping. So I don't know. They just should have did something together. They have 11 lives. They have 11 lives. New York has 4. All they need to do is trade out 1, maybe 2 kills. Even just 1. Just trade out 1 or 2 kills, and New York is fucked. They're fucked. They're actually done.
That's where I was trying to go with it. We were just crossing streams there.
Like, look, they all get singled out.
Yeah.
Envoy gets singled out, no trade. Scump was too far from him. I could see they worked kind of together, but I don't know how they didn't they didn't clear out this right street either. They just let this right street go wide open. They didn't clear it out. They tried to go up the middle of the map, which is weird. Maybe it was because, like, since New York only had 4 lives, they just kind of got, like, loose with it, right? Like, they probably just thought, just run up the map and we'll get some kills and just get some trades, but they just rushed it. They rushed it, and New York just did a really good job playing really slow. And the problem was, Ben, is New York couldn't make a play. And I know for a fact, just listening to the New York comms, they probably said, "Don't move, don't make a play. We have to let the time go down."
Well, I think in this situation is also worse too because it's 4v3. You finally got your pick.
Yeah, Ben, it's 4v3, but there's 10 seconds on the clock, and 2 guys on Optic are coming off spawn, and now they have to run a marathon to get to the point, and they almost get pigged here. Scump gets a big kill, but Ben, I understand it's doable, but it shouldn't have been here. This should have been over. This should have been an overtime.
We're agreeing with each other, dude.
Diamond Congo's huge, right? Diamond Congo's huge. So it's a little bit of both. You got bad plays out of Optic. You got good clutching up plays out of New York, and that's why Clay's banging a fucking table like a fucking gorilla. He's fucking cracked.
Let's throw rewind on that.
He's absolutely cracked because they just dude. I've never seen anything like that.
Man should be watching out for his hand, bro. It's your moneymaker right there.
I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen this.
Damn, bro.
And bro, like, you guys I know there's a lot of Optic people in the chat, right? And they're talking shit and they're being toxic. But guys, Optic is a great team. They know this. Like, there's no way that Optic isn't gonna go watch this back, and they got their hands on their head because they know they should have won that round. Like, they 1,000,000% should have won the round, and they made mistakes, bro. It happens, bro. It happens. They're gonna go back. They're gonna watch it. They're gonna fix it. But it's just good plays out of New York to clutch up.
Can I make a point? Tom,
go ahead.
Which is I think this is probably the 3rd example in the last couple of days for Optic where they got in trouble in a similar situation where things got a little mixy and chaotic, and they didn't group up and make the right decision as a group. It happened in S&D against Dallas. It happened in this situation too. They just got to take the time now to just kind of get more reps and just get comfortable in these situations. They had the players that historically have been good in those situations, so I'm not worried for them. But this is with a small sample size, it's where they're getting stuck is just not falling back on their teamwork and just making things easy for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, like, that was a crazy series. That was a fun one to watch, right? Because you had just 2 powerhouse teams. There's a little bit of banter going into it with Dashy and Clay.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it was a good series, and Optic, Optic is gonna bounce back, man. Like they're gonna bounce back. They're gonna go back to the drawing board, make sure they fix their mistakes. And then you got New York, who's just riding off a win, and they're gonna use this as momentum and confidence. And now if you're young, you got the young players on the team, right? Now they're getting that confidence, they're getting that composure, they're getting comfortable, right, Ben? They're just getting real comfortable.
Well, I think look, Tommy. So let's talk about it, right? New York, when they first played Optic, they had a tough series. This happened to a lot of young players. Teams in general, when they play Optic, they get a little nervous. And they played the second time and they weren't nervous and they throttled them. So now they're a dangerous team because everything after this point is a bonus for them. Right? You're basically, you made it to the championship Sunday. We're taking it one series at a time. We lose, so be it. We win, great. Let's just keep it going. Like this is like where you want to be as a team because you've essentially zero pressure on you at this point.
Yeah. Was there an interview at the end of this with Connor?
Yeah, Diamond Con did an interview.
Go in, let's listen.
We want to peek the interview? I gotta fast forward a little bit to get there. Give me a second.
Let's take a peek.
Some big matches in store.
Let's see what Connor had to say, man.
Point and control for Empire. Okay, so we're looking.
Atlanta.
I think I went past it. Hold up, sorry.
Look at Jay, man. Here we go. Oh, they brought Jess back.
Yeah. Shout out Jess, by the way.
Clay is fucking cracked.
That's me questions.
He was focused up.
I don't doubt them an easy hand. Games it has been.
Okay.
Look at him, man. He's just a little kid. He looks like a little baby. Look at this guy, man. Dude, shout out to Diamond Con. Wait, I'm gonna mute this real quick until you find this. Yeah, shout out to Diamond Con, man. This guy comes out of Challengers. You can pause it real quick, man. Comes out of Challengers, man. New to the scene. He's a little baby. He's a little baby, man. He's new to the scene. He doesn't have any experience at the pro level. He's going up against Optic Gaming for Optic Chicago for top 3, right? It's one of the best teams in the game. Some of the most profound players to ever play Call of Duty. This is just incredible to see someone like this, right? This should be inspiration, man, for a lot of you people in Challengers or people who wanna, maybe people in the chat who are 15, 16, young people who wanna do this one day or wanna be a professional. It's possible, man. This guy gets brought up. Coach Bobble saw something in him. They brings him up. And he played phenomenal, man. You guys can say whatever you want. I see you in the chat about snaking, whatever, all that other bullshit. I don't give a fuck. He played phenomenal. Take the snake, even with the snaking. Dude,
hold on. Can we talk about a tweet? I just linked to a tweet. Can you pull up this tweet on screen? I want to go on a rant.
What tweet is this?
I love Accuracy. He's a great guy, fantastic leader, storied COD career. I hate this tweet so much. Yes, this online area of COD is crazy, but historically, the teams that are good online, they go to LAN, they're still good. You're telling, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm misinterpreting this tweet a little bit, and I'm just kind of teeing off a little bit. But yeah, it's been crazy, but it'd be just as crazy if it's on LAN.
I agree. I think it'd be crazy on LAN too. I just think with only 12 teams in the league, going back to 4v4, the talent pool across the league is just nuts. Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, every team can beat every team.
Yeah, there's just
not
gonna
going to change
be
from online to LAN. So that's kind of where I'm coming with that.
Maybe with the younger players, I don't know if that would have a factor in it. I mean, that's a whole other argument in itself.
I mean, but we've seen young teams star young teams
this,
100%.
Like
Alec and Pearson and Gunless and Silly on that team and IW. Like we've seen the young teams come in and excel right away when they get under those lights. Like not everybody's gonna get nervous.
1000%. Some people are different. Some people come right in and they make a bang as soon as they come into the league. Like it's I don't know. What are you gonna do? That's just Lamar ranting, doing his thing. But you can play it,
we want to listen to this interview?
Yeah, you can play it.
Coming in off of that win, I mean, what a match is really all I can say. I thought that the first match that you guys played today versus the Los Angeles Guerrillas was an exciting one, but this one absolutely topped that, and you got your revenge on Optic for placing you into the losers bracket. Not only that, but you did it in a 3-0 fashion. So, I mean, Diamond Con, what is your reaction to all this?
Well, definitely, it's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling for me, great feeling for the team, even all of our fans. This meant a lot to us. Like you said before, Optic did put us down in the losers match, So going to this match, we had a lot of fire, a lot of passion. Compared to our first match, we knew we had to play a lot more confidence going to this one, and I think it showed.
Hold on, pause it.
I want to pause. Great
interview. Diamond Con.
He's getting nervous in these interviews. That was a great answer.
Is that a rookie who's not shitting himself during an interview? Mod on. Give him a round of applause. Come on.
I've seen veterans get nervous in these interviews.
Come on.
That was a great answer.
Oh my God.
By the way, these interviews are not easy because you're like adrenaline's pumping. He just had a crazy map 3, like you're
Yeah,
still on the come down.
you're
And
all
that was a good
fogged
answer.
up. You're
W's
all
in the
fogged
chat for
up.
Diamond
W's
Thunder.
in the chat,
W's
man.
in the
My
chat.
man Connor, bro. Good interview, man. Good interview, bro.
Yeah.
I like this, man. I like it, bro, because I be watching a lot of interviews, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Some players need some training.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem. Come on, it's me.
You've been good. You've been good.
I've never had a fucking
speaking
problem.
off the cuff. Yeah.
But some people do, and I think they do need a little bit of training. Cause guys, when you're a professional, man, like you gotta learn how to talk. But then again, you see it at the highest level, right? In like NBA and like other sports, like people don't know how to fucking talk, man. It's not like it matters that much, but it's always good to know. I'm just happy that he's very well spoken, man. He's very well spoken.
You want to listen to the rest of this?
Yeah,
What do you want to do?
yeah. Play it.
You stepped up in a big way, and I mean you in particular, Diamond Con, not only in that match, but also just kind of stepping up from the academy team when ZooMaa and Hydra had to leave the team.
Shit.
So there's been so many eyes on you, and I would think that would maybe put some pressure on you. Everyone's looking to you to
brother,
really
dude.
step
Look
up,
at that,
and you've
man.
done a great
Frying.
job of that. But
Great stats.
have you felt a ton of pressure to fill that role?
At first I might have felt some pressure, but I have a lot of friends, families, and even my teammates right now, Clay, always gassing me.
Great
At the end of the
answer.
day, I just know
Good
if as
answer.
long as I do my job, win my gunfights, the team will succeed. And again, like big shout out to everyone on New York. Clay helping me, Sim, Mac. They're doing all their best to help me. They definitely helped me going into my transition from the academy to the main team.
By the way, when I bring up this point, obviously he did not play well in that first series against Optic. Fried in this one. Like that step up, is huge, and he
Look
calls
at
it
Nicky
out
D.
and puts it on his teammates. Yeah, good guess from Nicky D in the chat. But that aside, I
yeah.
love this answer. It's an honest answer. Talking about having a support system, talking about having great teammates. I love it. It's exactly what you want to say.
That's great. That's great. Keep playing it. I didn't even watch this, so.
Well, your teammates are not the only ones gassing you up. I think it's safe to say you've made a ton of new fans lately. So before I let you go, what do you have to say to your new fans and your old fans alike?
Hey man, well, we're gonna make the run for New York. We're gonna come out tomorrow with the same fire. Hopefully we can close out the same matches and make it a grand finals. Bring a chip home to New York.
Good ending. Good ending. Very good interview. I'll give
Beautiful,
that,
dude. It's phenomenal.
Like 8 or 9 out of 10. That's
This
good.
is unbelievable, dude.
That's
I'm
a
in
great
I'm in
idea.
awe. I can't fucking believe this.
You love to see that.
Ben, I'm mind blown. I'm actually mind
It's a
blown.
fantastic interview.
I've never seen someone this good. The only person I've ever seen this good in an interview when they first came up was me. So this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible.
Wait,
Shout out
Tommy,
to Dominic. What?
Tommy, if you think about it, the team of you, Dylan, Ian, and Clay might have been an all-star interview team.
Yeah, no, we would have had a good.
Actually, might have.
Well, we had Clay. Clay's really good at interviews, right? Clay's good.
Ian was good at interviews too.
Ian was
Dylan
good.
obviously is very good at interviews. Like that.
Yeah.
That's gotta be four members of the all-star interview team right there.
Oh man, I just gassed
We gotta
myself.
put Matty Scraps in that list. Like there are a lot of other players that go up there, but
Yeah, and then who do we have tomorrow, Ben? I don't even want to go talk about the other two matches. I don't go fuck.
I would rather spend time taking questions and talking about I want to talk a lot about kind of where we're at with this bracket. So
Facts. Asom did praise me in his interview.
Let me try to find the actual bracket.
He did praise me.
So we can just. It's ahead. It's actually it's not.
I think I got a
Give me a
bunch of
second,
family over.
I'll find it. Why? They making noise?
Yeah, I hear a lot of people upstairs right now, bro. A lot of people, and I haven't seen anybody in months. So we don't need to talk about the other matches.
Okay,
Man.
Clay's got a question. What's your question, brother?
I have a question. Oh shit.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Hey guys, real quick, I was on the controller today, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was feeling kind of nice for about 30 minutes.
And then what happened?
Tommy is home? Yeah, man, I'm home. Look, only for a week though. I fly back on Tuesday. I would have came over,
chocolate.
Clay. I would have came over, bro. That's crazy.
Wait, Clay,
I fly
Clay,
back
you should,
Tuesday. I fly back on Tuesday.
Yeah. The fight is tonight going to be pretty lit. No, that is to be said. It's two cards.
Who's fighting?
We've got Izzy, Adesanya fighting Jan. There's 3 title fights today.
Yeah.
We've been holding a couple of fights back. So you got Izzy versus Jan. You got Nunez versus Megan Anderson. That fight's gonna be really good. And Petr Yan versus Sterling, which will be another good one. So like
I don't.
the 3 title fights are pretty solid. Actually, the other 2, there's a lightweight fight and there's also a top contender fight with light heavyweight. They're also gonna be good. So.
Yeah, that's lit. All right, well, let's talk about these predictions. We got wait, this is today.
Yeah, I was pausing so I was talking.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to focus
No, you're
up.
good.
I'm trying to find the bracket. Give me a second.
You good,
It's a
man.
prize pool. A lot of money on the line for this tournament, by the way. Look at this prize pool, Tommy.
Yeah, good prize pool, some good cash. Yeah, let me get a few dollars.
Yeah, you gotta toss me some coin.
Issa, toss me a little bit. I'm
It's
broke.
and I know MC's watching this too.
I'm broke.
You know,
Shout out. Hold on, but real quick, while we talk about like cash and shit, people are gifting and subbing. So let's
Yeah.
give some shout outs, man. While you find the bracket, we got NJ with the Twitch Prime. We got Jay Viper with the gifted sub. We got Death Blow with the Twitch Prime. We got Armin with the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to you guys. Shout out showing some love to the stream, to the podcast. I really do appreciate you guys showing love. So appreciate you guys, man. Let's get some sub hype in the chat for those guys. Everybody showing love to the stream. Appreciate you, man. And then right here we got the bracket, right? We got Dallas Empire versus FaZe in the winners finals. And then we got New York, right, waiting for their opponent. So a very good top three, Ben. I think the top four is pretty much what I expected. This is what I've been saying top four was. Everybody kept calling me biased.
I think my thought, Tommy, was like top three is pretty set. I think everybody assumed that Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta were going to be the good teams. That fourth spot was the one. It's like, is it New York? Is it Minnesota? Is it Thieves?
I always said New York. People said I was biased, but I really meant it. I really meant it when I always said it.
I thought Thieves was going to end up being the fourth best team after this stage, but I'm not shocked with the way that New York has played with the last couple of weeks, and they were able to now get to championship Sunday and be in that conversation. I think they now cement themselves pretty clear in that top tier of teams. Now the question is, we know Dallas and Atlanta and their pedigree over the last like 18 months. What can New York do now in this situation? All pressure off. When one of these teams comes to losers, can they go ahead and win that series and put themselves in the grand final?
Without a doubt. No doubt in my mind that they could come out and win that. They should have beat Dallas the last time when they went up 2-0. Should have been a 3-0. They let it get away from them, and then Dallas came back, and they reverse swept them. But there's no doubt in my mind that New York has the potential to come and win this. There's no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Now, is it going to be easy? Fuck no. You got Dallas and you got FaZe, arguably the top two, right? Top two in the game, top two last year. This is not going to be a walk in the park by any means. New York is going to have to come out and have another day that they had today. Like, they have to be on full cylinder, make sure that their comms are on point, their energy's on point, make sure they don't come out flat. And then on top of that, they're going to be playing a team that just lost, right? So you're going to be playing a team that just got beat up, just lost. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see this Dallas FaZe match. This is going to be a crazy one. Who do you got taking this one, Ben? Because I have no idea. But if I had to guess or make a prediction, I'm going to go with a FaZe 3-1.
I
think FaZe has the edge.
FaZe 3-1. I think that map pool probably favors FaZe a little bit. And the S&Ds, I think FaZe has been more consistent. So I would give them the edge 3-1 as well.
Okay. And then
Dallas, New York again.
Dude, I'm curious to see how the map vetoes go tomorrow with FaZe and Dallas. This is just going to be such a crazy match because you just have the two top dogs going head to head. Dallas just has I don't know what kind of Dallas we're going to get. That's the only reason why I don't know how it's going to go tomorrow. Because I think
the X factor is Tommy for Dallas, right? So they need Kryn to play well. You know you're going to get out of Kyler. You've seen some flashes from Indy. Flashes from Inder, aka Illy. Shotzi to me is probably the biggest piece. I think he's been sort of up and down throughout this tournament. He's had some good games, had some bad games. But if they want to win against FaZe, they're all four gonna have to fry at the same side on FaZe. You've had some up and down games from Celium and Arcides over the last 2 weeks. You've had good performances from Sippin and Beezy, but everybody and all 8 players that are on the map in this matchup have to fry because of the caliber of these teams and the level of the gameplay.
Hey, Ben, Clay just dropped it a big 10 bomb in the chat,
let's
man.
Go.
Can you give him some love? Give him some hype. Give me a
Everyone
stream.
to ZooMaa.
Clay, I really do appreciate you, man, showing love to the stream, man, dropping a 10 bomb. Congrats to you, man. You played phenomenal today, bro. Looking like your old sub. You still got it, baby. You're still pushing the pedal down, as my father always says. So keep at it, man. You got my support. I'll be rooting for you every step of the way. And then we got Lashing Nut with the Twitch Prime, so I appreciate that as well, man. So thank you guys for showing love to the stream. I really do appreciate that. But we do have a crazy match tomorrow, and I'm excited to watch this. But we will take any questions in the chat if you guys have any questions.
We're ending.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to do? What do you want to talk about?
Well, we can predict the rest of this. Like, what are we doing here?
Wait,
Well, you don't want to predict. You want to predict Dallas, New York? Like we can go on here.
But we don't even know if it's gonna be Dallas, New York.
We both just agreed it's a phase 3-1, so why don't we just keep doing it?
All right, if they play New York, they're gonna get smoked. 3-0 New York.
I have 3-2 Dallas.
All right, there you go. Now it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like doing
No, I
predictions.
don't know what we do here.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't
Okay.
like doing predictions when we don't know what
Yeah.
the match is gonna be. I don't like doing that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I'm just down to answer some questions, man. Let's get some questions in the
Guys,
chat.
you're
'Cause
asking about the best of 9 veto process and like and how the map's up. I have no idea. I'm actually just as curious as you guys are on how,
how the
that plays
veto
out.
works.
Like how the veto works and like how the actual gameplays are laid out in the
Yeah,
series.
I
So
mean,
if anyone
I feel
knows,
like they're always changing the process of it, so I don't even know,
please,
man.
please let me know because I'm very curious.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm curious as well. I mean, there's probably someone in here. I mean, we could get someone. We have literally 10 pros sitting in our TeamSpeak right now. If any of them want to come in and talk about it later, Clay. Thank you for joining us,
Peace,
man.
brother.
Congrats. Good win today. Keep doing your thing, bro. I'll be supporting. I'll be showing love tomorrow. I was trying to get into the TeamSpeak today, but I don't got it on my computer over here. So I was losing full. But congrats, man. And thank you for the 10 bomb again. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate all the love in the chat, too. You guys are
I'm
going
going to kind of
absolutely
explain. So, like, the way vetoes work, you know, depending on where you're at in the tournament, the type of thing, you pick team A, team B, and that dictates who gets to pick first map. And essentially, the way it works for all of the process and this sort of an in general kind of overview is both teams ban a map, and depending on how the A/B order splits across the 5 maps, one team gets to pick a map first, the other team gets to pick a map second, and that's how it gets done through the order. And then you do sides based on the inverse of that.
Yeah. No,
So,
100%.
it
is a little complicated. I don't really know it 100%, so I don't want to say anything.
I assume it's like I can probably pull up like I don't want to speak too much on that because they've changed the process all in the years and they don't publish the rules. So I'm what I'm gonna try and do is pull them up like from the challengers tournament page because I assume it's the same process.
Yeah.
Like for the tournament that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Give me a second, guys.
And then we got another big 10 bomb from Ghosty. I usually don't shout out subs, but you guys are going absolutely crazy right now. I usually shout out subs after the show, but you guys are going nuts. Like Ghosty with a 10 bomb to back up Clay's 10 bomb. Like what the heck's going on? You guys are going nuts right now. Appreciate you guys showing love. We're gonna do a short show. Right now. I got family over, so I'm definitely gonna hop off very soon. But we will answer some more questions. So I do appreciate you guys gifting a bunch of subs. You guys are awesome, man. I love you guys. Hook is winning MVP. Hey, I don't know, man. He looks really good. He's probably my MVP right now as well. What is snaking? Snaking is like when you bounce up and down behind a head glitch, and it just kind of breaks the cameras, right? Like you're breaking the cameras a little bit. You can't get shot at. It's kind of fugazi. They need to try and fix it. I know the devs have tried, and they failed. Maybe there's something that they can do. I really don't know, man. I'm hoping that there's something that they can do. But we'll see. How does the final work, Ben? Have they announced how the final works?
I would love if someone explained to me how the maps are set up.
No. I know how it works. Like I know how it works, but I don't think I can. Can I talk about it? I don't think they announced it.
Someone just linked. Hold on. Someone just linked the veto process. So shout out to whoever did that. They just got timed out by Nightbot, but I'll relink it. Tommy here.
Oh, they have announced it? Okay. I find it weird that there's really not much of an
This isn't
advantage.
best of 9 here, but people are asking how vetoes work, and this is how it works for best of 5s and best of 3s, so people are curious. So blow this up, Tommy, just so we can walk through it. So, like, this is something that doesn't get talked about a lot, like the Team A, Team B thing. I don't think last year was kind of a huge deal, Team A, Team B, because the hardpoint maps were so one-sided. So most teams were taking Team A, try and get better sides for the first couple of maps.
Yeah.
And then FaZe was sort of the weird team that would just say, like, screw it, we're really good. And we want to make sure for map 4 especially that we get the good side on hardpoint. And that strategy actually worked out. I think they won like 80-some% of series they picked Team B. But this is basically how it works, guys. You go through it. Ignore the host pick stuff. That's when we roll with the challenges. But how it works for how you pick the maps, and then the inverse of that order. The inverse of the picks is how it works for side picks on each map.
Yeah, it goes back and forth, right?
Yeah.
The bands, and then they do the picks. It's pretty much the same thing every year, but sometimes they change it up. Know what they'd be changing up? Who gets They used to do a coin flip, right, on who gets Team A, Team B.
Yeah, that part always changes.
That part always changes. I heard from a
I know what you're
little
about to mention.
from a little birdie. I heard that they wanted to do 1v1 gunfight between
loved
one
that.
player from each team
That would have been
to decide who gets Team A and Team B.
I would have loved to have seen that. I know if Celium's in the chat, you guys would have seen a lot of Grammy spots out of Celium.
Yeah, so every
and Dashy
team
would have been sick at it.
Yeah.
Chopsy or Hook would have been sick at it. I actually think at LAN that'd be crazy. It
That
kind
would
of
be
slows
crazy.
things down. It's sort of the only downside of that. But that'd be way better than
It would
coin
just
flip,
there
to
would
be
just be,
honest.
but you could get through that really quick,
You
right?
get
You could do it.
yeah.
You could do it. You don't need to do it to like a best of 6. Like you could do it to
Just a
like
best
3
of
rounds,
3.
like one map.
Yeah.
Whoever gets to 3 rounds first, right? It's
I think
super
that would have been
quick.
a sick idea.
So every team would declare one player to go out and fight the 1v1s. And we were talking about it a little bit in the beginning of the year with our team on who would be the player to do the 1v1. And I was the guy apparently. Everybody was like, I'm gonna be the guy. I think Clay should have been the guy because he plays him like such a dweeb. So I was like, it probably should have been Clay.
No, it should have been you because you know Clay was going to get tucked in by Celium if he played. I know Clay left, but I'll talk the smack.
No, I don't know
You would have
about
had a
that.
chance against MC.
I don't know about that, man. Clay's got
MC
the gun.
tucked him in when he played him in the All-Star game last year.
That is true. That is true. But Clay beat me, but I just couldn't find him.
Clay,
that was the
but
problem.
Here's the thing I like about Clay though. You also know that Clay would like do the research and find all the grimy spots and how to play.
Yeah.
Because it's like all those guys that during All-Star, they talked to all the gunfight kids that were like playing City Circuit and got all of their spots and how to play those maps. Again, I think it would be really interesting, especially if gunfights in the next game.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. We go to LAN and like the crowd turns up, like bro. I mean, knife rounds and like CS crowds are pretty cool. I would love to see that.
Yeah. Like a 1v1, like it could be like a gulag style, right? Like just put them in the gulag.
What's it's essentially gunfight, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like the map, right? Just put it just so it's sped up and there's
Yeah.
no like, any crap going on and just kind of speed it up to 3 rounds. Or just do a 1v1 gulag, just one gunfight. Yo, straight up 1 round. Yo, whoever wins that round is teammate 2. They
Yeah,
could
but
have
you
done that.
gotta do 3 because you gotta switch sides. To be fair,
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
yeah. I mean, three
First to
rounds
2?
doesn't take that
First
too
to
long.
2?
Yeah,
Could've-
first to 2.
that would be a
that's
good
best
idea.
of 3, brother.
Yeah, that's I thought you meant like first to 3 rounds. I thought that's what you meant.
No, I'm saying like best of 3
Oh,
is
okay.
first to 2.
Okay. Man, what a
Yeah,
day. We got
Study in the
Study in the
chat.
chat. How you doing, Study? Just another day, huh?
Loved
Just
them,
another day.
loved them today. Saw 'em on the
Doing your
desk.
thing, man. Doing your thing on the desk. I see you, bro. I see you doing your thing, man.
Let's take some questions. and
I've
see
been
what-
looking.
see
And
where we're at.
people are just going crazy, man. I don't see no questions. You guys just going nuts.
See, Brick,
Um,
I don't know what the advantage is for the person who wins winners. I don't know if you get a 1-0 lead. Like they haven't.
I don't think
haven't
there's
seen
an.
anything on that.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I just don't know if I can, but I don't think there's any advantage coming out of the.
Yeah, I don't.
Losers.
I don't know. I haven't.
I'm pretty
heard
sure
anything
it's just
about
a
the format.
straight up, bro. You could come out of losers, make finals, and that's it. You're just straight up a best of 9.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
We'll
how
see
true
tomorrow.
that is. I don't know how true that is, but we'll see tomorrow. I don't know how it works. But it's all gonna be revealed tomorrow. So it's like I just don't
Yeah.
know how it works. But that's what I was being told. I think. People are saying a 1-map lead. Is it? Are they giving a 1-map lead to the team coming out
If
of? I
someone
don't.
knows definitively, please let us know because I would assume like you got to give the winners.
That's
some
how they
advantage, but I
did.
don't
That's how
know.
they did it last year, wasn't it? The one
That's
map
how they.
lead.
That's how they did it in finals. Yeah.
But I don't know if it's gonna be like that. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. Hey, my man Trap said, "Who's your barber? Cause that fresh cut, my G." Listen, dude, Trap, my man Dimmy is always roasting me, bro, saying I need a haircut.
And Timmy can't be roasting anybody.
He
bro, but
can't.
go ahead.
He can't be roasting anybody. And my barber D killed it, man. Like he
Your
killed the.
barber, you always got a fresh
Yo,
cut.
my man
Yeah.
D, he killed the fade. He absolutely killed it. He actually, after he cut my hair, he said, "Yo, if you don't mind, like, can I take some pictures?
Well, that's
like,
always a good
because
sign,
this
yeah.
is like some of the best work I've ever done."
Oh, that's
and I
always
said,
good.
"D, of course,
You
do
get
whatever
to
you
Instagram
do
all
whatever
over
you
the
gotta
set.
do. You know what I'm saying? Like, do whatever you gotta
Yeah.
do, man." Hey, shout out to the Stocksman with the 68 viewer raid too, man. Appreciate you,
I love
Ace.
that. Shout out Stocks.
Yo, Ace is the man.
I got a question from Huvies or Hoovies. I'm not sure how to pronounce your username.
Yeah.
Will LAG stay in the top 6 throughout the year? Great question. I would say probably unlikely. But the teams that are currently outside the top 6 have a lot to work on. Some of the teams in the top 6, and I'm saying LA Thieves, like they've got a lot of work on to make sure they stay up on meta and try to catch up to teams. So it's possible, but I think they're going to be kind of on that cut line probably all season.
Yep.
Those players are like that team's a little weird. Like those players, you would look at that roster and you're like, that's not the most skilled roster in the world, but their consistency has been pretty good year to year. I know they had their struggles at the end of last season where they just went on like a 2 or 3 month ban out winning matches. But Reese Vivid looks incredible, Tommy.
Yeah, he does.
I love what I
He
see
looks
from
very
him in
good.
Assault.
He looks very good.
Apathy's had his moments. Silly's been pretty good. Like that, their team's solid. They're gonna have a real shot at being a competitive team all year.
Yeah, I got somebody saying, "Do you think Florida underperformed?" Of course, man.
100%.
They honestly they look great when they practice, and then they weren't showing it in the league matches. They didn't show it this weekend, so I'm curious to see what they do moving
I
forward.
think teams just caught up.
Yeah.
I think it's a combo of two things. One is like, and we've talked about on the show, like Neptune's really good. I also think that he makes a lot of questionable plays sometimes. I think they've obviously haven't gotten full production out of Skies and Slack like they were getting in practice. Both guys haven't put up the same numbers they do when I've seen results of scrim maps. So once they fix like those two problems, I think they'll be really good. They've got a lot of skill on their team. They're very stacked at the era level with Wake and Skies, so I think they'll figure it out.
Yeah, why don't you just GA snaking to avoid arguments? Because GAing an in-game mechanic is like nearly impossible sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if it comes down to a crunch time situation and somebody does it, then what do? You know what I'm saying? Like what if it?
There's no how do you punish people? We're just
or-
not gonna have teams practice. Like
Yeah, I don't know how
don't see it.
I don't know what to do about that honestly, because I do think snaking is cheesy, man. I think it's a bunch of fugays, but what are you supposed to do? You know,
Yeah.
it gets to a point where it's either you snake or you be snaked. And even when I played and people talked about GAing snaking, I used to get so mad backstage because people would always snake on me, and I remember it like it was yesterday. Like I would go backstage and I would go to Chris or whoever I'm playing with. I'm like, dude, they're snaking me, man. Like I'm getting pissed off. Like I thought this stuff was GA'd. But it's just a very tricky situation.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things where I think the devs just have to figure out a way to fix it. Maybe add a crouch cooldown. That was my idea, but we'll see. We'll see if they do anything. League rules against it. Find a way to penalize a team in a match like another. Bro, you
that's
can't do
ridiculous,
that.
'cause
It's
so-
an
it's
in-game
subjective.
mechanic.
Come on.
That goes against
you can't do
the developers, right? Now the league is
Well, they
going
have
against
to
the
define what snaking is. Like, is a one and done pop a snake? Is a slide snake a snake? What, do people find out new movement? How
Yeah,
are the rules set modified?
The best way is to
the
add a
whole-
cooldown to the crouch.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't know
best
about
way. That's like the only thing I could think of. Other than that, I really don't know, man. But what are you gonna do? Team that underperformed the most in the first tournament. Florida, right?
Florida.
I would go Florida. I just feel like Florida just has a lot more talent, and they should be showing a lot more than what they have been. But
Florida or Minnesota, I would say. I think
Minnesota
Florida more
too.
so than Minnesota, but like I also think Minnesota got kind of unlucky, ending in that three-way tiebreaker, and then they ended up going to losers.
Yeah.
And they had to play a Toronto team that had some momentum coming off a loser bracket game.
Yeah.
I would say that one's more unlucky, but both those teams I think should be top 6 teams, and they're definitely gonna be aiming for those spots going into this next level.
Yeah.
I'm also very curious, Tommy, so the groups reshuffle after this tournament, and we draw back down. So very curious now the order of things of how it goes. How New York and Chicago will obviously end up in opposite groups.
Yeah.
How does things work out? All the ways it'll cascade will be interesting.
Do you think the XM4 or AK-74U will get GA'd? No. I think the meta's fine, man. The meta's fine. The guns are fine.
I think that actually the XM4 GA will probably happen.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Between the pros?
I feel pretty confident that within a month we're not going to be playing with the XM4.
We'll see. The GAs are all up in the air, man. I never know what the heck's going on with those GA chats. People are always bitching and moaning. They always have different opinions on things. It's ultimately going to come down to a vote, and then we'll see what happens. But we'll see. I think the meta's fine. I actually like seeing the M4 on the map sometimes, just because people can do a lot with it. You know, like you can kind of get some flashy plays with it.
I don't know. I want to go back to I like the Krieg
74U.
meta. It's just such a better meta, but it's up to the teams to figure out if they want to GA it. I think there's some momentum enough now.
Yeah.
Between all the teams, the XM4 might be out of here in a couple weeks.
What about snipers and smokes? That's another thing, right? They fix the smokes. I don't know if we're gonna see snipers. I really don't. I just feel like they're so easy to use. If we see snipers added in, bro, then I don't know. It'll be more exciting to watch, but we'll see. Like for instance, like a map like Miami S&D.
That'll be hilarious
You're
with
gonna be
snipers.
playing off your sniper the whole every round.
Post
Just play
playing
off your
too with
sniper.
snipers in that situation. If you're just playing for driveway, like it's
Yeah, I don't really
there's a lot.
know. I don't really know what's gonna happen there. And I don't know what's going on with the smokes. I played COD a little bit. I was playing League Play yesterday, and the smokes don't seem they're fixed, but I don't know if the one way is fixed. I think you might be able to one way still. I don't know. I couldn't really tell. Smokes always get tricky because you could just make things
I'll
random.
just
But
do what I normally do in this situation and talk to S&D stars and see what people are doing in wagers. And I think they're still a little
yeah, they always
funky.
figure out the cheesy stuff,
Yeah.
right? They're always doing that stuff.
They're
so.
they're pushing S&D meta, so they'll know they'll get any advantage they need to see if they can break things.
Which team
We'll
is
take a
going
couple
to
more-
make a
ahead.
roster change?
First,
I think that's hard to say. I could see London making a change, right? Because London has not been performing
yeah, but
at
that's
all.
like is like bringing Trey in really a roster change because he's on your roster to begin with. Like,
No, not
I
really.
don't know if that one really counts.
And then maybe Seattle. Right? Maybe Seattle will make a change. I don't know, guys, because a lot of these teams they have talent. It's just about putting it
Yeah.
together. So maybe not right now at this specific moment. But down the line, like say Minnesota keeps struggling, Seattle.
I also think Tommy too. On that note, like I think
London
we're in a
and all.
situation this year where we may see a trade. I think the market for certain players
Trades never
is
happen.
Yeah, they normally don't happen, but I think
They
there are
never
a
happen.
couple of players. So we have a weird situation.
A
now,
trade
right?
who?
No,
Where is a trade
Well, no,
in this
let me
league?
let me explain
Alright,
the
go ahead, go ahead.
situation because we have a different situation we had last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Last year, everybody's locked down 2-year contracts, first year of the league.
Yep.
You can't really trade anybody because you just pick up their option. Now you've got a situation where you may have players who are on the back years of their options, and teams are in one or two positions. Either they're going to have to write a big paycheck to that player next season, they can't fit under cap, or two, players unhappy and wants to leave, and so you can now find a situation where a team gets them as a 1-year rental, and they can figure out either get an extension or they just work with the rental. This happens a lot in the NBA. You see how this 1-year rentals kind of work out. I'm very curious if some of players that will fit in this category, maybe pieces for trades. I also think now you have a lot more players in the league who are probably on more suitable contracts that make it easier to trade. Last year, you had a lot of guys getting paid absurd amount of money on the teams that weren't playing well, and they had no flexibility to trade those players.
Yeah.
I don't think the situation's that bad this year, so it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen? A lot has to align for a trade to happen, but the market is significantly better now than it is last year.
Temp for Priesta? But like
why would either team make that move?
But this is
It
the
doesn't make
thing.
sense.
This is the thing, right? Like with trades. It's always trades are always so one-sided. Because if a team is getting rid of a player, that means that player is not
So
performing.
that's actually not true. And let me give an example.
COD, I feel like it is.
There's one situation
COD.
where that's not true.
Okay,
So
what?
people are saying Octane in the chat, right? Let's talk about the Sam situation.
Okay.
If you're Sam, what are the chances do you end up re-signing with Seattle? I would say 50-50 at best.
I thought he already resigned.
Did he resign?
Oh, actually, no. I don't think he did. I don't know. I don't know his
They took
contract
his
situation.
option. So let's say, assuming they took his option, I'd have to go back and check. Let's say he's still on a 1 year left in the deal. You might be in a situation if you're Seattle where you need more pieces on your team. So you're willing to trade Sam for maybe not the same value, but you may be trading for upside. Again, trades don't have to be balanced 1v1. You can be trading for two players. But teams have to be able. I agree with you that like.
But what team would get rid of two players for Sam?
He's upside out of it.
But that's what I'm saying, Ben. What team is going to be like, we really want Sam, let's get rid of two of our guys? And they got to be two guys.
Well, there are a couple of teams.
And there's got to be two guys, Ben, that Seattle love. Two guys. So what team is going to get rid of?
You can do a 3-team trade.
A
where you
3-guy
take 2 and then you send
trade for one
package.
guy?
Yeah, I mean.
What are you
take
out of your mind?
complex. Yeah, it's what
There's
happened
no
with the,
player in this league who's worth 3 guys. Maybe who?
No, I'm saying a 3-team trade. 3-team trade. Like the James Harden trade. No, that's actually a 4-team trade, I believe.
I mean,
there's
bro,
an
but
outside
nobody in
transaction
COD is doing that. That's the problem. It's way,
I'm just
bro.
telling you, we can't.
Because
it's
when
hard
you
to
no, because
speculate
when
without
you
knowing
when
for what GMs are evaluating.
yeah, but when you get into COD, it comes down like when you're at the higher level, right? Like the NBA, for instance, you have a whole roster of guys, a bunch of guys. You got a bunch of guys at the top running the show that do whatever the heck they want with the players. Their players is a chessboard, right? They can do whatever they want. They own the players and they make the decisions. In COD, players want to play with people they want to play with. The players make the decisions. That's how it works.
They do now.
They've always made the decisions. Always.
I don't know if that's how it's gonna be 3 years from now, but
maybe
a lot
not.
of rosters now do that.
Maybe not, but I
But all
just
I'm
don't.
saying, Tommy, so players can be traded for an asset. The asset's either another player or money. And I'm telling you that there are a lot of I see that the market is a little bit better than it is last year, and we can see situations where maybe teams are trying to blow up.
Yeah, see,
It's hard to understand. You have to also remember too, Tommy. We're still in COVID. It's a tough business for everybody. People are going to try and balance their books. So we'll have to see. I don't think we're going to see trades right now, but as we get towards later in the spring, it's entirely possible if teams are in that 10th, 11th, 12th spot. It's not a tank.
I can see a 1-for-1 somewhere. Maybe somewhere if two teams are struggling.
For the year after,
if teams
like
are
you're just
struggling,
thinking for the future.
Uh-huh.
So it's hard to say without really. I don't have.
Hard.
We're speculating, guys. Like I don't have any full intel or any intel on any trades that are being discussed.
Gunless for Kenny will never happen.
That doesn't make any sense either, guys.
Like it'll never, guys. I guarantee you, you could put so many combos in the chat, and I guarantee you they'll just never have it because like 100 Thieves, right? If you're getting rid of a player, that means that they're not performing well. You don't want them. Something happened. The only way I can see a trade going down is if one player on one team is beefing with his team and another player on another team is beefing with his team. So it's not a talent thing. It's just like they're not getting along.
No. I'm telling you that's obviously how it was. We have to, guys. And this is you too, Tommy.
Neptunes or Scump? Yeah, that might happen for sure.
We have to accept the fact that at some point, coaches and GMs are going to make most of the decisions. Now, before you step into that, yes, especially when you're dealing with superstars, you need to make sure that people are compatible, that everybody's in tune with the decision. But with trades and stuff like this, I can see a future where management is the one that's making those decisions and the players just have to eat it. It's not a fun situation. I've never really seen that a lot.
I don't see that happening, Todd.
But it can happen.
It can.
I mean, that's how
the
roles and responsibilities
orgs that are playing fire with their players is never a good thing. You never want to play fire. You never want to play fire, Ben. When you only got 4 guys on the starting roster and they really want this guy, and you get rid of him, you put a guy on their team who they don't want.
Let's give a specific example, right? I want to give a lot of gas to Hector Rodriguez, aka Hex, because the transaction involving our cities is one of the classiest things I've ever seen in esports. Normally there are owners in esports that would have held Alec like a ransom and tried to get something of value even though they don't need it, and instead he was able to work out that deal. That is extremely typical.
Oh yeah, it's happened before, Ben. I can name a guy off the top of my head where that's happened before.
Hastro as well with the situation in New York, they were able to figure out how to make that work. Like, there's situations that can
got
work.
a little mixy. That one got mixy, Ben. That one was a dirty one.
It got a little mixy.
Clay got very mixy.
But
Clay was not easy.
Dallas just tried to get a little bit of money from New York. They just trying to exert leverage.
But it got to a point where Clay was looking at a lot of teams. Clay was looking at a lot of teams for that reason.
Leverage for himself, I tip it.
For that reason, and then, with me, too, I saw people talking about it in the trade with the phase optic thing back in World War II. That one got a little mixy. That one was tricky for me, though, too. That wasn't
necessarily a trade. That would have been a buyout.
No, that was a trade. That was me for Zinni.
No, it's not. It was never a straight up trade.
Yeah, they wanted. The problem was they wanted money
coming their way for you.
Yeah. On my end, there was cash, but
we were never doing a what. It was always.
But I was also under contract. It wasn't like I could just be like, yeah, sure, I want to join Optic.
The issue is we would have bought out Zinni, and they would have bought out you, and then that's how that would have worked. There was not necessarily a trade per se.
God just came down from the heaven and gave me sangria.
Oh, sangria! Oh,
homemade sangria. Shout out to Mama getting me twisted on the podcast. But yeah, what else we got? We got any other questions?
Just like Zinni the trade, guys, come on! Like the concept of value and the markets is entirely different to every team. This stuff is super situational. You don't know what teams' core key performance indicators are. You don't know what their goals are. You don't know if they're trying to build for the future or trying to build to win now. So the market is entirely dependent on totally independent thought processes on every team. And this isn't like pro sports where teams exert leverage through the media to leak stories to try and telegraph their moves. No one's really doing that in esports, at least in right now. So we don't really know much what's going on.
What trade could work? I can't think of one. I can't. I can think of a couple, but
give me. Like it depends on what you're like. There are players that can be easily traded.
Listen,
it just depends on
no,
what
no, no,
you're
Ben,
trying to do.
I want you to give me an example of a trade right now, right?
Yeah.
You just said I could think of a couple. What are the couple that you're thinking of?
A trade that would make sense.
Yeah.
I think the best team to do this with is probably we got to solve a problem, right? So let's think about Minnesota. I think there are a couple of scenarios where you can figure out how to get a second sub on that team
Okay,
and
so
and,
who
and
do you
solve the other side of that
what do you
deal.
do?
Well, I think the easiest trade in my aspect is London's had trouble with AR slaying. So to me, if you would trade Alex for Major Maniac, I think that makes a lot of sense to me in
Alex
my
or
head.
Major Maniac.
Yeah.
So you think that Minnesota is gonna get rid of Major Maniac
I don't know if
and
they would
pick
agree
up
that
Alex?
trade, but I'm telling you,
They're not gonna.
that solves the situation.
No, they're not
Like
gonna
you
do
give
that.
everybody,
Not
but
gonna do
again,
that.
at the end of the day, you don't
No.
know what the values are. You don't know what problems
No.
that people are trying to solve over the trade.
And once again, I'm gonna say this again. There's the players.
No, I just think they sit here and
players-
poo-poo trades is ridiculous.
They wouldn't do
'Cause we
that.
don't-
Trade
'cause-
okay.
'cause-
Trade
'cause here's-
accuracy. Do you think London wants act? Do
They're
you
not
think?
trading Lamar. Lamar's not getting traded off. that team.
Yeah, that's what
Come
I'm saying. Like, there's just like guys. I'm telling you, Ben, you're getting
on. People are cooking me in chat.
You're
bro.
getting an L
So I'm
spam.
gonna sit here and everybody bookmark this
Len,
video. when we
yo,
see a couple
RJ said
trades in this
Len.
video. Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I just don't see any trades happening. I really don't. I don't think. I don't.
I definitely
Because
can see
if a team's getting rid of the only way it works, Ben, is like you said, like if a team needs another role,
one-year rental
but
thing
it
is
needs to be
way-
perfect. It needs to be a
it
perfect
doesn't
situation.
have to be perfect, but I'm telling you, the 1-year rental thing is a huge factor. Teams are going to look to offload salary in the current year to gain capital or chips for the next year, and we're going to see teams create more leverage by stage 3 or 4 where these moves could happen. You guys have to remember, a lot of players had their options picked up last year. They are now on 1-year deals. They are not obligated to re-sign with the current team they're on, or does the team have an option to trigger? So
Yeah.
we're going to see a lot of situations where teams are 10th or 11th or 12th in the league. They're down in points. You might be presented with an opportunity to try and get pieces for next year, sacrificing your current situation.
Yeah.
And teams may take up on that offer. That's what I'm saying. The 1-for-1, like win now trades are so impossible to pull off. I agree with you. Those are really tricky. But the 1-year rental
tricky.
stuff happens a lot in pro sports for this exact reason.
Yeah.
People are trying to cut salary and they're trying to gear for next year.
We'll see, man. I don't see it happening. If it does happen, it's got to be an absolute perfect situation. So we'll see as the year goes on
Yeah.
what people decide to do. I think the more common thing that you see teams doing when they want to make a change is they start looking at the young guns. And dude, I've gotten flack my whole career picking up young guns. Every time I made young guns, there was always talk in the
100%.
there was always talk in the pro team speak about ZooMaa being an idiot. And I don't think I was being an idiot. I think my camera's blurry. Yeah, sometimes it
Yeah.
became blurry.
But like
I don't
case
know.
in point, right? And I know Pierce is in the chat. Like the World War II situation with our team, like we got mega roasted for all those transactions. At the end of the day, I think it ended up working out. Weirdly, all those transactions ended up working out for everybody at some level. Pierce ended up getting trade off of Echo Fox to Rise and won a chip that year.
Yeah.
Enable ended up going to EG. That team bombed, and then they ended up on TK, and they were a good team at the end of the year. And then we picked up Preston. Priesta, his value was super low, which made no sense to us.
Oh, I know it.
Because
I know it.
statistically, he was an unbelievable player
Yeah.
in the previous game, but there were pros who I won't name kind of slandered his stock. So he's a free agent, easy to get. But yeah, people just don't understand those kind of development plays. I think they're starting to get them more now, though. I think people kind of get those plays now in terms of, finding tough, good young guns, especially good dynamic flex and sub players.
Yeah.
And making them solid.
Yeah, real quick, man. We got the homie Borg runs and Coursero with the 12 months, Borg runs with the Twitch Prime. So thank you guys.
RJ with the
and then we
5
got
gifted.
Coursero with the 10 and RJ with the 5. Are you guys
RJ
serious?
People flashing the cash. We're gonna do
Coursero
Mafia
and
going.
RJ just dropping absolute heat, and then Asim with the big old. That's my son.
Oh,
I love
5
that
gifts
kid.
from Asim.
We got Coach RJ, Asim, and Coursero just dropping heat in the chat, man.
Oh,
Show them some love, bro. Mito with the what is happening?
Oh,
Mito with the
we're on a
5.
train here.
Simp with a 5. What is going on? This is unbelievable. We got some breaking news. We got multiple bombs coming in. We got Simp the GOAT, absolute legend. He's what? Like he's 19. He's already a legend. We got Simp, Asim, RJ, Coursero. Thank you guys so much for showing love to the stream, man. You guys are absolutely incredible, bro. Big P with the 5. Big P. My God, you're handsome and you're getting me 5. What a combo. Silos with the 5. Ben, can I get some love?
Oh, bro, we are popping.
Let me get a
Tommy.
let's
We're
go.
popping off. Let's go, brother.
Jesus, Ben, I need more hype out of you, bro. We got Silos with the 5, dude. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you guys serious, man? I never think subs during the podcast, but I got to, man. I just absolutely got to. We got the Zoo Mafia is growing, man.
Asleep. It's 8 o'clock off my.
The Zoo Mafia has been growing, and you guys have been showing nonstop love, bro. So you guys are absolutely insane. We got a 40 sub train going. So thank you guys so much for showing love to the stream, man. You guys are absolutely incredible. Look at all that sub hype, man. I love when the chat gets crazy, man. I love it, dude. I love you guys, bro. I absolutely love you guys. Do you reckon teams should be allowed to loan players out, like in football? Maybe if challenger players pop in. There's been loans. There's absolutely been loans.
We kind of started that way.
Well, did you guys loan me to Optic for 2 weeks?
Yeah, that was a loan.
That was a loan. When I played,
we loaned Dylan out. We loaned Timmy Phantoms out. We did a lot.
Yeah, there's been loans. There's been absolutely there's been loans.
We had a lot of assets. Well, I mean, dude, like. And I'll tip, my ex-boss, Eric Anderson, like, Let's
go, boys. Let's go. We got we got Big P and Ace in here dropping some muñeños. My God, dude. You guys are crazy,
Is this the end of the fight?
We might as well. I mean,
I gotta bop the Chupapi at the end.
I mean, we're just going off the dome now, just answering questions, going roll. You guys are showing love to the chat, so I'm just kind of winging it at this point. Any questions? I don't really see any questions other than I just see a bunch of gifted subs and a bunch of muñeños.
We need a muñeño emote stat.
We do need that.
That'll be like the Batman call where like me and Asim will just come out of nowhere.
I like that. No, I like that. I definitely got it.
Dead? Bring a muñeño.
Yeah. I actually love that. I love that, bro. You guys
Someone
are
asking
awesome,
if I know how to cook, bro. I chef up. Tommy can attest to this.
Ben does be chefing up. And guys, I'm gonna be honest. Ben's my guy, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna no bias at all because Ben's my guy, but he can cook, man. Ben knows how to cook.
French toast? Best I've ever
had.
I can cook more than French toast.
Oh yeah, Ben can do a lot more than just French toast.
You did make some good chicken parm at the face, so.
Oh yeah. I remember that. I remember that, Big P.
I made the caprese. So I got that fresh
Subway is better than Firehouse from Ben. No way. You believe that?
Okay.
You believe that?
Cap, and I have screenshots
no way.
to prove it.
Oh, no.
I have screenshots.
Oh, you got screenshots. You got the receipts.
Hold on. I gotta find the poke.
You got receipts, don't you, Ben?
Yeah.
That's a Len. That's a Len right there. That's definitely a Len.
I'm sending you a Gyaza link.
Oh, that's without a doubt a Len, guys. That's a Len in the chat.
Can you go ahead and pull this image up to everybody so they can understand the context of what I did this?
Subway's like that one thing that you get like when nothing is there.
This is typical. This is absolutely typical from MC, man. This is so typical. Oh my God, we got another temp bomb from Grim. Grim with the temp bomb in the chat. Appreciate you, bro. Let's go. We got the horns. We got the hype. Appreciate the 10, man. Appreciate the sub hype.
I was told to troll about Subway by selling him. So
damn, dude, Cell does this all the time. Wait, hold on. I gotta show this. I don't have it up on my screen. Let me show you guys. Cell poked Ben. It's kind of tiny. He poked Ben and he said, "Say Subway."
Zoom in with your,
how do I zoom in?
Control and then scroll.
Control and scroll. Oh, you're right. I can zoom in.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Smart.
Thanks, Ben. That's why you're here, man. You're unbelievable. Selim said, "Say Subway is better than Firehouse. Come troll. I'm getting them pissed." This is what Cell does. This is the type of shit that MC does, man. He's always causing controversy, man. Always. But shout out to MC, man. Absolute beast, bro. Absolute legend. Shout out to him, bro. He's always causing trouble. Damn, Ben just really came out hot with the receipts right now, bro.
RG's trying to cook me in chat.
That's crazy.
None of that.
Yo,
none of that.
Bro,
guys,
that's
I have to
crazy.
bring up something. So 2 improvements I think for the flank leading up forward. I think the stop in spontaneous, like at any pro or any coach,
like that.
it's great addition. Love that about Tom. It's a good gimmick. No, it's just surprise guests at all times.
Appreciate
right?
that, man.
Yeah.
Yes. Number 1, I think A lot of people were disappointed that you guys didn't cover all the games. I personally kind of was like, yo, let's go. You know, you just covered the main game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we went out there, like, let's go. But it's biased. It's biased.
He's just.
Listen,
I mean,
he's just.
they were both kind of.
Listen, this is why I didn't cover the games, right? I got family over upstairs stomping, right?
Totally
so I didn't want to keep the show 2 hours long, but now we're still going anyway. We still been talking. We're on a 50 sub train. Like I gotta keep it going, bro. You guys can keep showing love, you know.
Yes.
But it's still early. I'm pretty sure my family will be here for a little minute. I hope they are, because I do want to see them.
It's all good, man. Like, you know, you covered the main game. Like, you just showed that Asim is too much. Way too much. Oh
You
my
guys are
God.
crazy, bro.
Who's gonna stop him?
You guys are
bro,
crazy.
they're
Wait,
too
Asim, now that you're in here, right? Like, you know, we did our little breakdown and stuff. How you feeling, man? You gotta be feeling good, bro.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm feeling really good. I feel really proud of Damicon. He's been showing out for his first major, dude.
Everybody.
I've just been trying to gas him up, like, you know, making the game a lot easier on him.
Yep.
I'm more focused on the dub here.
That's what, bro,
And that's what I'm trying to do.
guys, that's what Asim does, man. You don't ever look at Asim's stats, bro. Look at what he's doing on the map. This guy is the most selfless, one of the best players I ever played with, one of the best teammates I ever played with. That's why I'm such a big fan. That's why I really wanted him on New York. When I picked him up, I was like, we got to get him. The fact that Minnesota got rid of him made my eyes lit up. The minute Asim texted me and told me that it was going downhill, Asim, remember how many?
That's how it's feeling. That's how it's feeling, dude.
Asim, how many days in a row did me and you get on FaceTime or get on the phone and we were just trying to figure out how to get you on the team?
I was unemployed for like 6 months, dude.
But a lot of it came down to, you know, talking to the team. They were like, ZooMaa, you're biased. You just want to pick up your friends league, all this shit. That's the problem, man. When you do get very close, people think that we're just friends. But Asim is a great player, and I'm happy that people are starting to realize it. Not just stats, because you have been dropping good numbers, but even if you're not dropping the best numbers, it's what you're doing on the map, and it's kind of just the plays that you're making. You make the job a lot easier for your teammates around you. So I always enjoyed playing with you, and you always brought the vibes and you brought the fun out of the game. So you're awesome, man. You're a great kid. Good head on your shoulders. You got my support every step of the way.
One more day, Tom. One more day.
One
baby.
more.
Come on.
One more day. You guys got to come out with the energy tomorrow, man. And you guys can, without a doubt, just take this, man.
Anything can happen on a Champ Sunday, man.
Anything,
Look
man.
at World War II champs. Look at any fucking tournament you want to see, dude. There's a lot. The upsets always happen. Dude.
Yep.
Always happen.
Listen, man. If anybody's gonna annoy Crim6 when I'm gone, it's gotta be you. It's gotta be my son.
Exactly.
So I do what you gotta do, man. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do.
Okay.
And I'm happy, bro. I'm happy for you.
And to finish my thought, the second improvement, I think we need a Muñeño emote stat.
Yeah, we do.
I be coming in here middle stream, end of the stream. I bring in the Muñeños. I want it to be a staple in the flank.
All right. We're gonna
everyone
do that.
hears Muñeño and they just they spam it.
All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna start the Muñeño. I also need to get a Mama ZooMaa emote because she really wants to be an emote. She keeps telling me she wants to be an emote, so I gotta make a Mama ZooMaa emote. I want to get her with like a wooden spoon or something. Like I don't know. You know, like the Italians, the cuchara. We call it the cuchara or something. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a cool emote for my mom to get Mama ZooMaa in here to get like a little, because we got my dad smoking the cigar, right?
Yeah, that's a good emote.
So that's a good emote, and that one's being used a lot. So we gotta get a Mama ZooMaa emote in here. Let's get a dad smoking a cigar spam in the chat. Let's get it in the chat.
Yeah.
How do you what do you think is like the one thing you guys have to improve on as a whole? Leading going into the future, for the show.
Oh, there's a lot we can work on.
I just want to make just more fluid segments because I think inevitably we'll start clipping out individual segments and getting those up there.
You guys are crazy.
Make
Look
our
at the
content
chat.
bite-sized and easy to ingest. And
I'll tell you our problems with the show. Right in the beginning, these are my problems: talking too much. I rant too much. Talking over Ben, that was my problem in the beginning. But I recently have been letting Ben talk, and I still see people in the chat saying, you gotta let Ben talk. And I'm like, dude, I've been sitting here for 2 minutes letting Ben talk, and I still see in the chat. At this point, it's gotta be a meme or some shit. But I've been letting Ben talk. We've been trying to go through the games faster, too, like not just get so hung up on
you guys are
so many
better
plays.
At that.
Ben was doing a good job today, just talking about the series, just going through it. So shout out to Ben. He did a great job. He's getting used to it. I want to keep Ben in control of the VOD so he could just get used to it instead of just switching all the time.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But other than that, I think I don't know, Ben. What else? What do you guys think the problem is? And be honest, you know, there's definitely problems. Our production can maybe be a little bit better. Honestly, the production's not that bad,
the production's godlike, I think.
It's not that
bad. We have a
bad.
nice overlay now. It's not as scuffed.
Yeah. The overlay's good. We're always prepared right now. When I get on, I always got everything prepared. I know how to set everything up really quickly, so that hasn't been a problem at all. I definitely got to get the flank on multiple platforms. I know people want to see it on Apple Music and Spotify. And shout out to my girlfriend Michaela. She actually sent me like yeah, shout out to Mitch, Queen Mitch. She sent me like a site that helps me. I just upload the podcast to the site and they put it on every platform for me. And it's like $10 to $15 a month or something. We can like with the support that you guys are giving me, that's no problem at all to fucking do that. So shout out to Queen Mitch. She's been trying to hook me up with that. So I definitely want to get it on Apple Music and Spotify so you guys can listen in. If you guys don't want to watch the YouTube videos or whatever. And I do upload on YouTube all the time. YouTube.com/ZooMaa. Go check it out. If you guys have missed any episodes, they're all uploaded, guys. They're all uploaded. We've had some really good talks in previous episodes. So I highly recommend you guys going to my YouTube channel and dropping hitting that sub button. I have been gaining subs like crazy on YouTube, which is cool to see because I haven't been uploading on YouTube for years, and just to start uploading again and seeing you guys supporting that as well is awesome. So shout out to you guys, man. And maybe we should just call it. Maybe we should just call it here, unless you guys have any more questions in the chat. The flank merch, we could get some merch. We could definitely get some merch.
That's a good idea.
The only problem with merch, at least I had, is like it never really sold, man. So unless you guys are actually gonna buy it, then I'll do it. But, you know, whenever I come out with merch, like 20 people buy it, and then that's it. You know, nobody else buys it. Merch is always very tricky. Merch is always very tricky. Unless you're like Ninja or Nick Mercs or somebody. Merch never really does well.
I think the most important part for like merch that a lot of like streamers and like people actually like don't do is like material quality.
Yeah.
Just like of the image and like the feel of everything. Like there's been a lot of things that I've gotten from like other people or like streamers where like the material like irritates my skin. Like it's just not like good material.
It's bad. And that's another thing, Big P, is like I gotta find out how to get good quality merch. Because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But I do like people in the chat saying limited merch. We could do that. Do like 50 of them, right? Like 50 shirts or 50 hoodies or something. And see how it goes. I've been talking to Aaron Create a little bit. He was sending me some ideas that I might want to do. But obviously, Ambox can probably help me out with that. Ambox has great merch. I don't know if you guys have ever checked out Ambox. But their quality and their gear and stuff. I'm wearing Ambox right now. This is an Ambox hoodie. The quality in Ambox is like absolutely insane. Not to be biased or just plug them in, but they do have really good merch and really high quality stuff. So we definitely will try and get some merch out there, but it will be limited. It will definitely be limited. So we'll see how that goes. Definitely down to do some of that. But hey guys, we're just gonna end it here. Shout out to Asim and Big P for coming in with the vibes. I always love when you guys come in here with the vibes, man.
For sure.
Shout out to Ben Nissim for joining me today, answering some questions, breaking down the match. We will be live tomorrow, so make sure to follow the stream. I'll be live after the matches, and we'll do this all over again, like we do every day. And it's just been an amazing week of COD. So thank you guys for joining us on the flank today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.